Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge. This is your reaction to the Erik ten Hag press conference for the Manchester City game on Saturday in the Community Shield. And unfortunately, I'm feeling like Beyonce. I'm getting a bit of deja vu because we are officially in another injury crisis. I feel I'm in last season. I mean, show me something new because everything just seems to be the same. The squad's pretty much the same. All right, we've got Xerxes, but Yoro's injured. Amrabat's not there anymore. Varane's not there anymore. And Erik ten Hag has just literally confirmed that Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire are all potentially injured. I mean, when you think about it, that's our old back four. I mean, it's symbolic. What are they all doing at the club anymore? Some people would say, but actually Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Lindelof and Maguire was Ollie's fucking back four. I mean, that just, I tell you what, that's telling more stories than Tolkien. It's unbelievable. Those four players were Ollie's back four years ago. They're all injured. I mean, so basically, why are they still here? Injury crisis. I mean, it's speaking more languages than somebody who speaks a lot of languages, isn't it? I mean, it's incredible to me that the whole back four of Ollie is still at the club and is actually all potentially injured. Progress my arse, says Sanel. Henry T, welcome to Members Club. Well, look, I mean, I think there's a lot to talk about. Ten Hag spoke about transfers. There might be a bit of positivity in that. I mean, look, the drop-off from the press conferences on tour, I mean, I'm going to be biased. Some of the questions that Beth was asking were brilliant. The drop-off is there again. Yes, there was a question about will Jadon Sancho play up front, which just seems to be the idiotic British press obsession at the moment. I mean, since when is Jadon Sancho a number 9? But it seems to be the only question they ask at the moment. It used to be, will Maguire play? Now it's, will Jadon Sancho play up front? Like, we haven't got Bruno can do that. Xerxes can do that. Mason Mount could be a false 9. Anyway, let's talk about the injuries because the sad thing is that, and you might want to sit down for this. Last season, our season was decimated by injury. This season hasn't started. Rasmus Højlund, Lenny Yoro, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. 6 first-team players potentially injured before we've even played a competitive game. Now, some people will say it's the training. I think what we're really getting the evidence here is it's not the training, it's the players. I mean, it's starting to be the same players all the time. I mean, whether we like it or not, Harry Maguire's 31. He actually does get injured a lot more over the last 2 years than he ever did. Is he injury prone? Victor Lindelof is injured a lot as well. So, you know, that's another player. Obviously, we know Luke Shaw is injured, but these players are becoming injured a lot. And, you know, it's not only that we can't get rid of them. I mean, so I saw somebody on Twitter saying they're injured on purpose so we can't sell them. They don't need to get injured to stop us selling them. They just need to say, I'm not going, I'm on big wages. So they don't even need to do that. But look, the chat is popping off. I'm not going to avoid it. There's a lot to get into, but we've got to talk about Luke Shaw, haven't we? What I will say is we don't know what the injury is. It's not like he's, you know, broken his collarbone and he's out till Christmas. He might just be, you know, first week back, not responded well to training. I don't know. Erik ten Hag did say about everybody who came back from the Copa America and the Euros, so Luke Shaw, Kobe Mainoo, Bruno Fernandes, etc., that they're all in an individualistic position. Some of them will start, some of them will be on the bench, some of them might not even make the bench. So everybody is in a different position. The question is, if Luke Shaw is doubtful and will be assessed tomorrow, why is Bruno not doubtful? Why is Mainoo not doubtful? Why is Delot not doubtful? Why is Martinez not doubtful? Why is Garnacho not doubtful? Why are all the other players from the Euros not doubtful, but Luke Shaw is? That's the question. It's very, very difficult to get overreaction because we don't know the detail. Maybe he turns up to training tomorrow. I mean, Erik ten Hag said this. He said Maguire didn't play against Liverpool because of a precaution and he's still a potential doubt. We need to speak to Maguire tomorrow, Friday. He then said Lindelof, Luke Shaw, Wan-Bissaka are all question marks and they need to be assessed tomorrow. So it doesn't sound like any of those are horrific injuries by any stretch of the imagination. But they are all injuries of some sort. And I think that in the case of Luke Shaw, we don't avoid topics here. I mean, apparently Luke Shaw leaks me the team. He never has. So, I do like Luke Shaw and I have defended him a lot over the years. But I'm also a realist and I'm also not a Player FC person. So I would like to say I've got no words, but that's not the way we work on this community. There's a lot of people saying this is a guy who didn't play for Manchester United since February, who somehow managed to get fit to go to the Euros, but didn't actually be fit, managed to get himself fit for the final, goes on holiday, comes back to Man United and has got another injury. And I get it. I can't swerve that. I can't say, you're wrong. I can't. Like, it looks really bad. It looks really, really bad. And I said at the quarter-final stage of the Euros that Luke Shaw shouldn't be there because he's been with England for 4 weeks and he's still not fit. So he never should have gone to that tournament. He should have been not going to that tournament, prioritising the people who pay his wages and the fans that support him the most. But he did go. And he did play in the final. And therefore, if you do that, you bloody make sure that you are fully fit for Man United in their first game, which is on Saturday. And if he's not fit for that, it just looks really bad. Because for all of us who supported him going to the Euros, despite not playing for us since February, there has to be that kickback of you will be fully fit for the start of this season because, you've gone to a tournament that you probably shouldn't have gone from. I mean, basically, it's a bit like a shit sandwich, isn't it? Don't play for Man United, play for England, don't play for Man United. It just looks really bad. And it's hard to defend Luke Shaw because I think he is one of the best left-backs in the world when he's fit. But when he's fit, pisses people off. Because that's like saying, Roy Keane's one of the best holding midfielders in the world if he was in his 30s. He's not. He's retired. So, yeah, it is really disappointing. And I think that, I think we have to just wait and see what the context of the injury is and hope that it's nothing bad. But it's, honestly, for those people getting frustrated, I would just say this. Why are you surprised? Like, Luke Shaw will never play 75% of a season again. He will never do it. He is always going to be injury prone. He's got a very long contract at Man United. You can't sell him. He's on a very good wage at Manchester United. You can't sell him. I mean, I don't know how many years Luke Shaw's got left on his contract, but he is not a player that's going to be running out his contract in the next year or so. So we, again, have another player there that somehow we've got to try and make work. Now, when he's fully fit, as I said, he is one of the best players there are out there. But, I've got to admit it's really disappointing to hear that he's injured because it doesn't leave you anywhere to go. Like, wasn't fit at the end of last season, not fit at the start of this season, but fit for Southgate and England. Yeah, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. But I get it. As for Maguire and Lindelof, I think they're injury prone as well. They are two players that can't deal with the demands of the top level. Really, basically. That's my assessment on this. A lot of people say it's the training. I know people involved in the training. I know people involved in the football club. And what I've been told, and other journalists will back this up, there is nothing unique about the way Man United train their players. It's just different to the way Solskjaer did it. Solskjaer was not about sprint, intense. It was about park the bus, get your breath, and then counter-attack. Old style tactics. Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton, Spurs, even Aston Villa, it's intense. Ten Hag has brought that intensity to Manchester United because you need to have it. Some of these players just can't do it. Luke Shaw, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, their bodies aren't capable of the way we want to play football. And the one thing I would say about all these injuries is it's the same players. It's the same players who are getting injured a lot. They're not suitable for the way we want to play, and they're not suitable for the way we want to be, how intense we want to be as well. So not only are we stuck with them because of wages and nobody wanting them, but they're completely and utterly unsuitable. And even if they stay, they're not going to be fit that much either because they don't suit the way we want to play. They're massive problems. And Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.